today we will be seeing how to generate different types of pattern in Python. So let us start. So first I'm starting with the print statement and output statement. I'll be writing, uh, generating pattern. So this is the title. It will be printed as it is, generating patterns. Now few more output statements I'll be writing to make a menu for my for loop to execute, for my conditional statement to execute. Sorry, print. Inside this number one, I want to print the pattern is right angle triangle, right angle triangle. Similarly, four more patterns I'm getting, so I'll copy this and paste it 3 and 5. Total 5 patterns I'll be printing. I'll just quickly rename this. Renumbering is 1, 2, 3, this is 4, and this is 5. So second one will be inverted right angle triangle. Third one will be printing is pyramid. Fourth one will be printing dimension, and last one we will be printing a square shape, which is the easiest square shape. For this, I'm taking input from the user. While I'm storing this input, I'm taking input. So my user will be entering here. I'm asking the user to enter the pattern type in which he wants to print pattern type. And I'm also specifying from 1 to 5 for him, because as given that time, we will enter and it will be result. And I'm asking my user to enter number of rows. Here also I'm taking input. Okay, so the user will enter number of rows to be printed. So that will be stored in. Now, after this, we are using conditional statement. If pika value is 1, if the user has entered pika value 1, so what needs to be done? Yes, so for this I'm writing a for loop for I in range. So in range will start from 1. It will stop at n, so I'm giving a stop ahead n plus 1 we have to mention, otherwise we will be getting 1 less 0. So for this range, what we have to print? Okay, so the pattern which will be printed will be asterisk, asterisk with the space, so that we get a equal space. And how many number of times? So this will be into I number of times. So let us test out this. Let's enter the pattern type 1, number of rows 3. So here you can see we have generated a pattern of right angle triangle. So for first iteration of for loop, we can see asterisk into white space is printed 1 time, second row asterisk into white space twice, and third row asterisk into white space is printed 3 times, and it stops. If you enter only n here, so it will get in 2 rows. So we have to give stopping point plus 1. If the pattern is 2, okay, pika value which user has entered is 2, elif, this will be elif statement will be written for this for loop again for I in range. Okay, now the range will be reversed. We will be starting from n. Okay. Starting point will be no need to write n minus 1. Starting point takes the same thing. Stopping point will be 0, so it will stop at 1, and step will be minus. Start, stop, the same string will be same string. Okay, so if we execute and check, I have missed a colon over here. For I in range, this for I in range. So pattern type 2, number of rows 3. Here you can see we have got an inverted triangle. Step function makes -1 everything, -1 step. Range, start, stop, and step. So now third pattern type, if pika value is 3. So if pika value is 3, again we have to, third pattern is we have to print the pyramid. So pyramid for loop will be writing I in range. Now see this carefully. In range, will start from 1. First we go on to 1 asterisk in the top, and it will stop at n plus 1, similar to what we are waiting for the first one. Okay. It should end with colon. Now what we have to print? Okay, so we have to print some white space also. So we have to print white space. How many number of times? N minus I times. So n का value minus I का iteration का value. Multiply this. This time, this many times white space will be printed. Plus, along with this, we have to print our pattern. Okay, so the pattern which we are printing is a asterisk of white space. So we will be getting one centralized asterisk in the middle, center oriented. How many times this we have to print? In this we have to print I number. So multiply by I. So this will be printing the third pattern. So let us test out. Pattern type 3, number of rows also 3. So here you can see 2 white space and star with the white space. Okay, so we are getting centered ovation. N equal to 2, N equal to 3. Okay, so this is done. Now if P is equal to 4, I copy this. P ka value is 4, pattern type 4, so it is a diamond shape. Diamond shape, this part will be same, but one more for loop will be writing in the bottom part. So for I in range, here we have to start from already we have done 1 2 3 rows. Now we have to start from n minus 1. N is already there, so n minus 1 will be starting point. Stopping point will be 0, instead will be minus 1. So we have to go downwards, reducing 1 and we have to print the same string printing. So let us execute. Pattern type 4, number of rows 3. So here you can see a diamond shape is printed. So first for loop is printing this much part, second for loop is printing this much. And minus I से start किया है and 1 को stop किया. And the finally last pattern, that is let theta value, it is 5. Okay. Square pattern. So for here, for I in range, n will be taking only the number of rows and print the pattern which is there. Okay, asterisk into n, which already used in the first pattern. Print what? String will be asterisk and space. And how many number of times? N number. So multiply this and execute this. Pattern type 5, number of rows 3. So here you can get a square pattern. And lastly, if user doesn't enter the correct pattern type, then else statement will execute and it will print invalid pattern. Enter correct pattern type. Invalid pattern. So let us check this also. Enter 6 if I am entering. Number of rows it will ask me obviously 3. So then else statement is executed invalid pattern. So this completes the pattern generation. 5 basic patterns get generated with the help of for loop and conditional statements. Thank you.